Okay, so first things first, how are you getting on with working at home over the last week or so? I'm sure you're missing everyone at the team dearly.
To be honest, I mean, the first few days were fine, and it was a novelty, and it was good trying to get caught up with things. But I think this is day 9, and it's
Yep.
unbalanced. So it's really about kind of adapting, getting into a routine, keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself focused. I think we're doing a lot of communication with tech, but it's certainly been a change.
Definitely been different. I mean, we've been having a lot of chats and video calls. I think we've used video calls so much over the last week. It's
Yeah,
been incredible. But as I said, we've got to adapt, haven't we?
absolutely.
So me and you speak quite a lot, and I thought, well, it'd be worthwhile having kind of recording a quick video because, look, the bottom line is, look, you're someone who's a CEO of a global recruitment company here at Solutions Driven. You've worked in the recruitment industry for 20 years now, but I also know, because we've been chatting, that you've been having lots of conversations over even the last 3-4 weeks with other company CEOs, talent acquisition leaders, hiring managers, and I hate using the C word, but on how the coronavirus is actually impacting the recruitment industry and the hiring world in general. So I just thought it'd be good, just for a few minutes, just to kind of really just get your views on what's happening out there, and really just again what's been happening over the last 2 or 3 weeks and what those people are saying to you, and just what's been going on.
Good. I
Good
mean,
to hear it.
first of all, I don't feel like a CEO right now. I feel like someone that's just a key part of the team, just keeping the team together and keeping morale going. I think right now, everyone is as important as each other, and really the way our teams come together is a testament to that. I think you mentioned the C word, and I think the other C word that's really important just now is conversations. And definitely over the last few weeks, we've had more probably video and face to, certainly face to face from a video point of view, conversations with candidates, clients, hiring managers, as you said. And I think there's a real mixture out there, as everyone's saying. People are saying, touch wood, it's not impacted me too much, but we expect it to impact us. Or, yeah, it's really impacted and we're on a hiring freeze at the moment. I think we're still seeing quite a few of our clients hiring what I would call business critical roles. So it's really for us, how do we support them through that? How do we adapt our process as well as the client's process to really keep that process moving? And I think a couple of days ago we talked about keeping hiring moving, and really that's been our goal over the last few weeks, really just to keep clients feeling that there's some momentum, but more importantly candidates, and that those candidates are certainly engaged through the process. I think, as you said, I mean, there's I was younger in 2007, 2008 when the last crash hit, and this feels different. And I know everyone's talking about the word unprecedented, but it certainly does. I think we've never been through a situation like this in the past. I don't play the stock market at all, but I certainly use it as a kind of, I guess, temperature checking what's going out there, and you can see it's still kind of going up, down, bumpy, etc. So I think that probably is similar to how our clients and candidates are feeling as well.
Great. And just kind of leading on from that, 'cause you talked about candidates there. You put a post up on LinkedIn the other day around about active and passive candidates, is what you called it, and how they, in this kind of climate, they'll actually behave differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
from my own point of view, what do you mean by that? I suppose, can you just elaborate just a wee bit more on that, please?
So I mean, unfortunately, there are more active candidates now out there now. Given companies having to reduce heads, changing business requirements, etc. So what I meant is, active candidates are unfortunately becoming more active. More keen to find the next role. Pushing themselves out there further. But also at the same time, the passive candidate who is settled in a role is probably becoming more passive, i.e., they're probably less interested right now in making a move because they're uncertain times, don't want to move into something that they don't know as much about. So really, from our point of view, if I was giving any advice to clients out there, is make sure that you continue to work on your value proposition, make sure that you continue to position your brand as best as possible, because when we do come out of this, I think clients who have kept that focus on their value proposition will certainly be better positioned to get the interest of passive talent. But we've seen it already. I mean, certainly a lot more people looking for jobs, and people in jobs are less willing to make that move unless it's the real right for them, and they're taking a bit more time to think about that.
No, that makes sense. And I suppose the last question I've got for you would be more around, now, I wish you had a crystal ball, but I know you don't. But in those conversations you have been having with, whether it's CEOs or talent acquisition leaders, is there anything they're doing to adapt, or anything you think they should be doing to adapt at the moment, or how we could help them over even, I mean, we say 12 weeks, so over the next 2-3 months? Any thoughts on that?
So I think two things. I mean, I think the talent acquisition leaders out there are certainly looking at how do we adapt our process. Clearly there's more virtual, remote video interviewing. So I do believe that this situation will not only make video a nice to have, but certainly become an absolute must have. And I think people will naturally start adopting their processes. I seen a really good article in Forbes a couple of days ago, and it talked about kind of 4 phases of business interruption. So the first one being, people are still awaiting the impact, don't know what the impact will be. The next phase is then moving into, okay, we now know about this impact, what we're going to do to withstand that impact. Moving into, okay, we can see a bit of normality coming back into what we're doing. And then lastly, looking at, okay, based on what's happened, what things do we need to now change as a business to adopt to the new world? So for me, I think we're still speaking to people who are don't know the impact, and also organisations who are now in the, okay, I can see the short-term impact of this, and here's the things that I'm trying to change. The other thing that we read, which was good, was a thing called uncertainty matrix. It looked at 4 categories. It looked at making sure you know your known knowns, your unknown knowns, your known unknowns, and your unknown unknown. And it's actually quite good when you think about it, because it starts to really say, okay, what things are we in control of just now that we need to take action on? What are the things that we don't know but we anticipate happening? And certainly that article for me just started to make me think about not only solutions driven as a business, but what are our clients thinking out there just now.
No, great. Now, just before we go, clearly we're trying to do everything we can to help at the moment. So earlier this week, I think it was Monday this week, we started offering, whether it was candidates or clients, free behavioural profile assessments for everyone. And that's whether it's a candidate we've either worked with before, a client we've worked with before, doesn't matter. How do you think they'll be able to help? I mean, I'll post a link just below this video somewhere, just where people can go and claim that free profile. But just before we go, just thought it'd be quite good if you had any views on how that could help.
No, good one. I mean, I think, so if we go back a week or so ago, we as a management team said, okay, what are the things that we can do to help our clients and candidates just now? And we started at looking at, well, let's increase our guarantees for the hires that we make. Then we took a step back and said, well, actually, if everyone's not hiring right now, linking, free giveaways to hires is probably not the right thing to do. We then started to see some kind of well-known software brands out there saying, here's a free license for, using our product. And we thought, see, that's much more about giving back. But we're not a software business. So we started to think about, okay, in relation to keeping hiring moving, what are the 2 things that we could do? One, on the client side, if a client is making a hire just now, and when I say a client, not a client of solutions driven, just a company globally, if they're making a hire just now, they're probably even more concerned about getting that hire right, given the uncertain times that we're in. And we thought, well, our contribution could be, given free behavioural profiling to help that organisation at least get some more insight into the candidates that they're speaking to. And then also on the candidate side, whether a candidate is active or passive right now, a free behavioural profile that helps them, again, get an insight into their working preferences, the types of organisations that would suit them best. So really, our giveaway was more around keeping hiring moving and keeping people, feeling part of hiring processes, and ultimately improving, the chance of the right hire for those organisations.
Great, and I've done them myself, so it's amazing how accurate they are and what they do reveal about you as a person, which sometimes you don't want to admit, but actually they're they're very, very good. Mm-hmm. No, so that's it. I just want to make a quick video just on all of that. So appreciate you taking some time out, Gavin, and we will catch up. We will catch up very shortly.
Absolutely, great.
Cheers. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.